Welcome to a super special episode of the Accelerate Founder Academy. Today's episode features one of India's best early stage founders, Malika Sadani, co-founder of the Moms Company. How did Moms Company happen?
My younger daughter was then born with child asthma. So for 4 years, she had to be kept away from fragrances and allergens.
Oh,
And when I was looking out for products which were fragrance-free, I didn't find any.
yeah, correct.
So I said, "ठीक है नहीं, let's create it."
Yeah.
I think that's where the story of the Moms Co started from.
Like when you went to vendors and suppliers, was it, challenging convincing them that this is a very serious and large business that you're really passionate about?
The guys who was making fragrances for us because we wanted essential oil-based fragrances so that they're non-allergen, क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो?
हाँ.
Even the largest of brands don't
Yeah,
do this. And he used to
yeah.
work with really large brands. The beauty of people that I realize is that everybody wants to do good. And if you're doing good work, people will support your work.
Being a parent is 24/7. Being a founder is 24/7. Is it difficult to then start up after becoming a parent?
There was no concept of work-life balance in my life.
You are the third founder on this podcast who said the same line.
No, I have no this thing. I invented and coined a new term called work-life integration. Having a child does not mean that there's a pause in your life or there's
Correct.
an end to your life.
Correct.
It's just a start of a beautiful new chapter. I have had friends who have been on the delivery room in labor doing a meeting.
My God. As a woman founder as well, right? What was your experience? Like generally, do you think the ecosystem is evolving? वो Moms Company आज शुरू करना होता. Like what would be your approach? What are some areas that you would love founders to be building in the next few years? What are like some exciting opportunities? Best investment till date. Favorite woman founder and why? In today's episode, we will talk about how Malika created such a loved and large brand. कैसे उन्होंने एक डिफ़िकल्ट मार्केट में ग्लोबल ब्रांड्स के साथ compete किया और अपना एक नीश बनाया. How did she launch honest and clean products for India? And how did she build a community of moms who loved the brand? We will also talk about some topics that are pretty common but may not be discussed openly in the startup ecosystem. How difficult it is for a new mom to start up, or how difficult or easy it is for women founders to raise capital today. Malika will share insights from her journey on building one of the largest consumer brands in the country and how founders can think of pricing, brand, product, distribution, and can really build large consumer brands today. We'll also do a rapid fire at the end where we'll ask Malika some personal questions, where we'll get to see a personal side of her which we've not seen before. And at the end, we'll also ask her, what's next for her after her 500 crore mega exit last year. Malika, super excited to have you here. Welcome to the Founders Academy.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So, Malika, do tell us, a little bit about your personal life. Like, we would love to start from there. Like, where did you grow up? What did you study? What was your work experience, right? Like, how was life before Mom's Company?
So I'm an army officer's daughter. So I grew up pretty much traveling every 1 year to 2 years. Like Papa would get posted between a year to 2 years. So moved a lot of houses. In fact, very recently, Mohit and I sat down and said, let's count the number of houses I've lived in.
Wow.
And I'm 41 and I have lived in 40 houses so far.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty much traveled across India, grew up studying from places like Pune to Delhi to even places as far as Kota and in Sikkim, and sort of studied all over pretty much. I did my engineering later and then followed on to do MBA. I was very sure from childhood that I wanted to do MBA. Engineering happened by chance because Papa got posted to Kota and everyone there was either preparing for PET or PMT.
Yeah.
And I remember in 12th standard, 3 months before the board exams, I went back home and I told Dad saying, मैं भी सोचती हूँ मैं भी engineering कर लेती हूँ.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, over BCom, sure. And the next 3 days, I had all the admission forms. I applied for the admission forms and I sort of went ahead and did it. But I was always very clear that I wanted to do my MBA.
Why was that?
I was very attracted towards businesses. I was, I thought there, and I also thought a large part of money lied there. Like you could really make some solid money. My father always wanted me to join short service. He says, and he was like, canteen mil jayegi and you will get like a salary that comes to you as pensions for the rest of your life. And also you'll get facilities like medical and everything will be free for you.
And there's a lot of pride as well.
Of course you've continued this tradition of being in the army. But I wasn't really very interested in that. I was somehow very attracted towards businesses from childhood. So I said, okay. So engineering just chanced upon and did engineering. Then I did MBA. After engineering, I actually worked in this company called CMS Computers. where again, contrary to picking up an engineering job, I picked up a management job where I was taking care of one of the centers where people were getting trained. So I did that for about a year and a half,
Interesting.
left, did my MBA. Post MBA, I got a job in the investment banking division at ICICI Bank. I was in the financial institution sales. So yeah, so trading was what we did. We raised money for the bank. So it was a very exciting time
Very
because
interesting.
we walked into the office not knowing what we were going to do today.
Yeah.
We
And
would
that's the life of an entrepreneur anyways, right?
yeah, so you would walk in and then, sort of, we had like this board where your boss would come and say, said 500 crores, 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores
Yeah.
is what you need to raise in the next 3 hours.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we would sort of start calling people and saying, okay, I need to close 100 crores, 200 crores, to
Yeah.
anything as large as 2,000 crores, 3,000 crores.
Yeah.
And that's what we did on a day-to-day basis. So it was a very exciting job because the first 3 hours of job were very high intensity. And,
Yeah.
sort of, and it used to be like, okay, some people are closing, and that's how the overall number was the team's number, and the number would keep getting reduced from the team's number.
Yeah.
So very exciting times.
Wow, so there would be like a dashboard जहाँ पे दिख रहा है कि 500 करोड़ 1000 करोड़ का टारगेट है इतना हो गया.
इतना हो गया, इतना और
Wow.
करना है, so
Yeah.
very exciting. And then pretty much work finished by 2:30 unless there was something important that you were doing. And then I would hit the gym at 5:30 from there. So unlike what people believe that you have to show face for a very long time, I actually left work at 5:30. But I was still in the office on the same floor. ICICI had a gym on the same floor as our trading room. And then I went there and I sort of went back home from there. So yeah,
Amazing. And how long were you with ICICI?
for about 2 years.
Got it. And this was in Bombay.
This was in Bombay, the head office in BKC.
Very interesting. And then how did Mom's Company happen after that? Like did Mom's Company happen immediately after that?
No. So, I quit ICICI Bank because my husband Mohit got a transfer to London. He was working
wow.
for McKinsey and he got a short-term transfer to London. I was 5 months pregnant at that point of time. So, I moved with him. We delivered our first daughter there.
Wow.
We lived there for almost about a year and a half to 2 years. And then we came back to India. And the idea was once I come back to India, I'll sort of pick up a job again.
Yeah.
But 2 years of being with my first daughter actually made me super obsessive. So I spent all the time and I kept looking out for help to take care of her. And I thought nobody was good enough, which was my biggest problem. And I realized that, so actually the first thing that I wanted to do was figure out if there was a business that could get created in opening creches across the
Interesting.
places so that women could leave their children. Because if
Yeah.
I didn't find a safe place for leaving my daughter, I'm sure the others faced a similar issue.
Yeah.
But the economics of the business never made sense. So इतना महंगा था real estate in Bombay
Yeah. Yeah.
that the per child cost was never making sense.
Correct.
So I dropped the idea and then of course kept building. We moved to Gurgaon from Bombay, came back here, and that was when after moving from London was when my older daughter developed the first rash on her body. And from that rash, it was very surprising for us because I thought normal rash होगा. I took the doctor gave us a cream to apply. हमने लगाया वो rash खत्म हो गया. But थोड़े time बाद वो फिर से rash आ गया on a different side of the body, right? And it kept coming. And later I also tried to check कि क्या दे रहे हैं उसको, and I realized कि वो steroids दे रहे थे उसको
My
लगाने के लिए.
God. And how old was she at that time?
She was 3.
My God.
She was 3. And, so I was wondering, saying, what the hell is happening? I kept doing this with different doctors because it would get very itchy. Sometimes she would bleed out of it.
Yeah.
So I said, then I kept taking her to different pediatricians. And then once I reached this lady who said that, ये तो कुछ नहीं है, dryness है skin की बस. So just change your lotion and
My
it'll
God.
get solved.
My God.
So I was very intrigued with the whole thing, saying ki, bhai, it's just a lotion. Like, what are you saying? I've been like struggling for so many
Yeah, yeah.
months
Yeah.
altogether with
Yeah.
her, and you're saying it's just a lotion.
Yeah.
We actually changed the lotion and it never came back, right? And I wasn't using bad products. I was using some really good brands that was there. So that sort of led me to a question saying, what just happened here, right? Like, how can a lotion not do the basic job of moisturization? I think that's where the story of the Moms Co started from. My younger daughter was then born with child asthma. So for 4 years, she had to be kept away from fragrances and allergens.
Ooh.
And when I was looking out for products which were fragrance-free, I didn't find any.
Yeah, correct.
So I said, "ठीक है नहीं, let's create it."
Yeah.
But it wasn't that way because what happened with my first retort was there were a lot of Facebook groups at that point of
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah.
The communities were large.
Yeah.
So I went to every community to ask moms saying, what is your alternative? And interestingly, it came across saying everyone was looking out for options.
Very
The belief on age-old brands was gone because some of the large multinationals in the space had court cases going on safety of their products and ingredients.
Very interesting.
So women had lost sort of faith on age-old names, and I sort of felt that शायद कोई opportunity है एक नए brand की आने की with a very differentiated story which doesn't exist. And on that premise and hope we started the Moms Co.
Very interesting. And this is what year?
This is 2017 that we launched the company.
Amazing. And like, did you start like initially on your own, and did Mohit like join later?
Yes. So the initial part was, so Mohit was the hardest hire in the company. He also had a lot more at stake to leave and come.
Yeah.
So I think what made him join was one day he said, पहले तो उसने मुझसे बहुत सारे, documents बनवाए,
Yeah.
business plan बनवाए. And then I just threw all of them in the paper and I said, I don't know what's going to happen 2 years, 3 years, right? Like whatever I make वो paper plan होगा, मैं बना दूंगी, but let's just figure out how do we actually make the product. And then he said, ठीक है, so if you make a product after which you will never import and your children will use this product, I will take the leap of faith and join the company, right? So I said, hello, the brief became very strong. So what I had to make was products after which I never import.
Yeah.
And
which you use yourself.
Which I use lots of myself for my children. And I had a very hard buy on safety because both my daughters had this condition, right? I still remember the date. She was 5 years old and we had to go back to the doctor, and the doctor asked her to blow into this pipe, right? To check whether she is full-blown asthmatic or not. My heart was pounding so hard that I could hear it, because I would have felt it like my own personal failure कि भाई 4 साल में मैं control नहीं कर पाई for her allergy to grow, right?
Yeah.
And that was the amount of obsession we had at that point of time. So I said, ठीक है, I'll take on the challenge. And I actually created products which, even before the products got tested, I was confident on using it on Myra and Saina.
Yeah.
So then he quit and he joined.
That's very interesting. And so I can hear a lot of focus on product, right? So like, how did you go about that? Like, I mean, obviously, like, you're not from that background. You did a lot of research. You're super passionate about the space, right? So like did you do everything on your own? I mean, like, did you work with R&D folks? Did you hire some people initially to kind of validate, build more products so that you don't have to import, like build those quality products?
So R&D happened always was by someone else whom we had hired. Okay. Our first hire in the company was an R&D guy.
Interesting.
But I think the struggle we had was we were trying to do something very different, something that had not happened in India before.
Yeah.
Which meant starting off from a ground of understanding what safe meant. When I say it's safe for the baby, what does it mean? What tests do I need to go for? What sort of ingredients do I choose? What are the standards globally followed that I can follow? So a lot of that work happened in-house. So we had connects in large companies like HUL and P&G, reached out to their toxicology department, which is what sort of has the answers to all these questions. Reached out to regulatory experts of international companies like Estee Lauder and all to figure out from those people saying, please define these norms for me, right? And across those norms, then I'll build. So went on from understanding this, hired the R&D guy. I think what's the most important is to give a right brief, right? As they say, GIGO concept है, garbage डालोगे तो garbage ही निकलेगा. Intelligent feedback or input डालोगे तो वही निकलेगा. So we had to make that brief to be given to the R&D guy. वो brief जब तैयार थी, हमने R&D को दे दिया. And that guy got into formulating and threw across multiple rounds. I still remember हम गए थे. And that guy said 3 महीने में products बन जाएंगे. That 3 years translated to 9 months. And after 9 months, we got that first product that we were sure and confident saying, sort of it meets the standards of us to feel like launching it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we were just talking earlier, right? I ran a D2C brand myself for the longest time, and I think what we realized is that if you want to take something off the shelf from a manufacturer and just sell it, then you can launch it in 3 months. But if you want to do your own formulations, your own ingredients, testing, certifications, then like anything, like 9 months is also pretty quick actually. Like for us, it was like 15 to 18 months to launch a new product.
So it took us pretty much the same, but the remaining part went into testing.
Interesting. And like, how did you go about the certification? Like, because like obviously like there was a lot of focus on safety and making sure that the products are regulated, certified, safe, right? So and I'm asking this from a lens of a founder today as well, right? Like, so there's a lot of work on product development, there's a lot of work on formulations, research, right? Working with the toxicology departments and understanding what safe means, and then also there's a lot of work on certifications. So, like, how did you approach that?
So, we did a lot of testing on the product, and the testings kind of helped us to get the certification. FDA approval to sabko lena padta hai, so that you had to meet the basic criteria for. But what we were looking for was, we were also in the segment where we were asking a mother to trust us with their newborn baby, right?
Yeah,
It's a high
yeah.
amount of trust to ask some
Yeah,
woman to give us.
yeah, yeah.
So we said we'll get international certifications as well to say that, okay, we globally meet the standards of safety also,
Very
not just
interesting.
in India.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how we ended up figuring out that Australia had one of the stringent rule of safety of ingredients and products in there.
Wow.
And then got an Australian certification.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
we were certified, toxin free. We were certified allergen free
Wow,
by them.
wow.
But a large part of that made it possible was the fact that we did exhaustive testings in this. So some of our products, I remember we launched for eczema. That product actually got tested for 2 years
Wow.
with 1 year of clinical trials, which was done. And all of it is done as a third
Yeah,
party, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And every time they would give you a result in 3 months, I was to be like, oh shit, if it fails,
Yeah, then you have
you-
to go back to the cycle
you
again.
go back to the cycle of R&D and another 2 year
Yeah,
of testing, right?
correct,
Which is
correct.
pretty long.
Yeah.
But then we did go through exhaustive testings on the
Yeah.
product.
And eventually, like, how many SKUs does the mom company have today?
I don't know how much it has today, but when we left, it had about 50
Wow.
individual
Yeah.
SKUs, not
yeah,
counting
yeah.
combos.
I mean,
and
gone
all.
through like the whole 2 year cycle. Like,
Yeah,
to
about
develop that
50.
kind of a flywheel, like it's like that's super interesting.
Yeah.
But I really love this approach that you launched the company from a product first point of view, right? Like essentially like really went deep inside the product, did a lot of research, testing, clinical trials, and then eventually went about communicating the brand story and all, which came later. But first was actually making a product which is safe for babies, which like moms really love, right? So like maybe like the consumer brand story today, when we speak to a lot of D2C founders, I mean, like, there's not a lot of focus on product, right? Like, maybe people will think, okay, let's launch something in 3 months, let's launch something off the shelf, let's see if it picks up, if there's a demand, and then we'll come back and work on the product. But you did it the other way around, right? So, which is like quite fascinating. And, so how, yeah.
So we had no option. Also, what I think I missed probably talking in the middle was that our first job was not to make the product. Our first job was to define our audience. And I speak to a lot of young founders right now, right? And we were just speaking about one of the events that I just did. I think a lot of people don't define their consumer. It is very important to define your consumer. So one of the most pivotal decisions we took at the Momsco was that we did not launch with the baby care range. We launched with the pregnancy range first.
That's interesting.
Right? And how it came through was that we had a very deep understanding of our consumer. And we did a lot of consumer study before even deciding what the brand look and feel of the product would be. And when we did that, we came across and felt that women find it really hard to trust a new age brand. Right? And if we launched the baby range first, we would be competing with the giants like Himalaya and Johnson's & Johnson's, right? They are led by years of existence as the leverage that they have on
Correct.
safety and sort of being around, right?
Correct.
And as a new age brand, we obviously don't have that.
Yeah.
We have to build that over a period of time. So
Yeah.
what is it that makes us very different from their story?
Yeah.
One was the story which I had, right, which is a very personal story. And second, we said, let's not go head on with baby. Let's spend some time with the mother, because here
If you can build
the
trust
mother
here.
is the one who has lost faith and trust in these big brands. So
Yeah.
how is it that we build trust with her?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we realized that the segment in pregnancy had only one player and not too big, right? So we said, let's develop this pregnancy market.
That's
Let the mother had a chance to experience our products, use the products for herself,
Yeah.
see the results that they have,
Yeah.
and then feel comfortable to use it on her child as well, right?
Yeah,
Because she would
yeah.
have spent at least 4 to 5 months with her during her pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then once she has the confidence, then she can go ahead and use the product on her children.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very differentiated approach that we use, and that
Yeah.
kind of worked for us,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
our first campaign when we launched our baby care range was basically, I remember we had 2 customer care executives and 2 other executives in the company at that point of time. And 6 of us, the remaining me, Mohit and me, we actually sent out WhatsApp notifications and messages to all our consumers saying that send us the name of your baby and we'll send you a free baby trial kit. And that was our first lead gen for the baby care products, right? So the campaign was just done all in-house
Very interesting.
by just asking them for their address, confirmation, and we send them all free trials.
Very interesting. So, but because moms had already built that trust with the brand,
Yeah.
and they were okay. I mean, they knew that अगर mom's company कुछ बना रहा है तो वो अच्छा ही होगा, trustworthy होगा, honest होगा. So that's why they were comfortable, sharing it and then essentially
Using it.
yeah, and trying the products.
Yeah.
And did that really convert? Like, did you see like an uptick in your baby care range?
Yes, I think our baby care range started establishing from there, because what happened was, the community of mothers is very connected and very chatty. And because of all these forums that existed on
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
your other WhatsApp channels,
Yeah.
they started integrating the brand by themselves, saying, okay, I tried this, I really
Yeah.
liked it. So in case
Yeah.
you're looking, why don't you sort of
Yeah.
try it
Yeah.
as well?
That's very interesting. And I think one interesting thing that you mentioned is that you started with the pregnancy care range, where there was less competition, but maybe the reason could be that the market also was smaller.
Much
right?
smaller.
Right. So
Yeah.
as a founder, is that a good way to approach building a consumer brand today? कि एक छोटे segment में बनाओ, but उसमें आप बहुत अच्छे products बनाओ, एक trust बनाओ, and as you say, by word of mouth, by referral, as the brand grows, then you can kind of expand into many more segments.
So it may be possible in certain cases, it may not be possible. So it's very business to business led. And also a lot depends on the founders' aspirations by themselves also as well,
yeah.
right? In our case, we saw the transition happening, and hence it was an easy call for us to try and launch pregnancy first. Like we knew कि pregnancy के immediately बाद baby तो launch करना ही करना है. And what we were building was a mom's company. So anything and everything that mom needed, we would build, which is where we expanded to doing face care for the mother, hair care for the
Interesting.
mother.
So
going
आपने बोला कि
forward.
आपका consumer mom ही है, और
हाँ.
उसके लिए उनके लिए आप products बना रहे हो.
सब कुछ बनाओगे आप
Yeah.
उनके लिए, like all their needs in the cosmetic place, we'll solve for it for them. So that was how we defined our consumer. Baby, of course, is one of the pivotal moments of being a mom, and
Yeah.
hence
Yeah.
that was a part of the range.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there was, and that market was very large by itself.
Yeah.
If you combine the mom and baby market, it was a very large market in
yeah.
itself.
And then just out of curiosity, like why only beauty and personal care? Why only cosmetics, right? Like why not, like food or nutrition or health and wellness, and like maybe then home decor for the mom and the baby, right? Like I mean, you can once you've built trust for that segment, like you can really expand it across multiple categories,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So you can either choose to go to different countries and build the same product line across different countries,
Yeah.
or grow horizontally across and say ki build like a mother care,
Correct.
like sort of a system.
Correct.
Both were the choices that we had, but we were very early in our journey, so obviously we had to pick battles because money is limited, and where do
Yeah.
you decide to spend it was a question.
Yeah.
Cosmetics we started off with because the personal struggle I had was on cosmetics, and the question was starting from there, right?
Correct,
So. So it was easy as for us to build conversations and build trust in that segment, and I
Yeah.
think it's very hard in this space. कपड़ों में लोग इतना नहीं पूछते.
Correct.
And that once we built this, we realized that कपड़ों की supply chain and cosmetics की supply chain
बहुत
is
different है.
बहुत different है.
So
right?
consumer same है, but लेकिन वो supply chain crack करना is very difficult.
It is a difficult, it's a different task. Let's just say
Yeah.
it's different, right? So do I want to spend time and energy building an internal system again for something else, or do I grow this
Across,
lot
yeah.
more was the question, and we decided to go with the first approach.
Very interesting. I think like another interesting that you mentioned was leverage, right? Like how legacy brands, either would use their leverage across manufacturing, across distribution, across the years of trust that they have built, right?
Yeah.
So जब एक founder आज कुछ शुरू कर रहा है, right? Like when you were starting as well, like what was your leverage? Like what was your moat that you were looking at building at
कुछ
Mom's
नहीं था.
company? Yeah.
कुछ भी नहीं था.
Yeah.
The amount of rejection that
So
we
if-
have received
So
was
if an
so
investor
hard.
asks you, okay, what is your moat? So
नहीं investor के लिए I have lots of answers to
Yeah.
give, but unfortunately the manufacturers doesn't come from that background,
Yeah,
right? Like
correct.
for the investor, you can have a very straight, candid conversation saying, okay, this is my business plan, this is what I look at, this is
Yeah.
who I am,
Yeah.
this is what I've done in my life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फ्लोर पे जाके बात करने की कोशिश करोगे, अच्छा तो
Yeah. Yeah.
आपके साथ क्यों करूँ मैं?
Yeah, correct,
Like, and we
They
were
will talk
working.
about MOQs and all straight up. Like they will not say.
They talk धंधा.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to use the word business for it. Like
Yeah.
it is hardcore धंधा.
Correct.
Right? Like कितना दोगे, कितना मेरा टाइम के एफर्ट पे उतना बनेगा या नहीं बनेगा, नहीं
correct.
कंड्यूसिव नहीं है.
Correct.
मैं R&D में इतना क्यों टाइम वेस्ट करूँ आपके साथ? आपकी R&D बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव है.
Correct.
कोई रेडी प्रोडक्ट उठा लो.
Yeah.
You know, those were the kind of things that they
Yeah,
will tell you. Like
yeah,
if I wanted
yeah.
to go into a manufacturing plant and says ठीक है इसका fragrance change करके मुझे दे दो.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
sort of mind running an experiment with you.
Yeah. Correct.
But I said brand new product बनाया. I remember the guy telling me and the manufacturer's plant saying क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो?
हाँ.
Even the largest of brands don't do
Yeah,
this. And he used to
yeah.
work with really large brands,
Yeah.
And he said even the largest brands don't do it. What are you trying to build?
Yeah.
But I think for us what worked was मैं रोज जाके बैठ जाती थी.
Hmm.
वो घंटों तक बाहर बिठाए रखते थे.
My God.
And I said I will not go back.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
they said okay आ जाओ. In
Yeah.
fact I think that kind of really helped even for
Yeah.
us all throughout, right? I remember the guys who was making fragrances for us because we wanted essential oil based fragrances so that they're non-allergen. Um, the son used to be running the business and sort of doing the BD, and a very smart guy. So we interacted with him for the longest period of time. Then he said, "देखो मुझसे तो नहीं होगा ये, आप पापा के पास जाओ, पापा बनाएंगे."
Yeah.
Because he was like the real perfumer.
Yeah.
I walked into his office and he was like, तुम क्या बदलाने की कोशिश कर रही हो?
Yeah.
You know, and from there to every time I would go to the office, उनके
yeah.
घर से मेरे लिए वो बन के आता था, कड़ी बन के आती थी.
My God.
You know,
Like that's how
and
much time you spend there.
that's how much time I spent there. Their entire family knew me.
Yeah, yeah.
His mum came to meet me
Yeah.
saying that he's been talking so much about you, so the next time when you come, I want to come and see you.
Yeah, yeah.
And he kind of started seeing my journey as his journey.
Right, right.
He had got cheated when he started and all of that, and he
Yeah.
said कि कोई बात नहीं, मैंने भी ऐसे ही शुरू किया था.
Yeah.
And उस टाइम किसी एक ने मुझे support किया था and believe किया था.
My God.
तेरे लिए कोई भी MOQ बनेगा.
Wow.
So while he was doing 100 kg perfume and 200 kg perfumes for us,
हाँ.
मेरे लिए 1 kg का भी batch बनता था वहाँ
My
पे.
God.
You know, he said तेरे लिए बनेगा because he
Wow.
will want us to succeed.
Yeah.
And as the business started growing,
Yeah, yeah.
he started taking pride in the fact, saying that I supported her journey as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a role to play in
Yeah.
her journey, and he
Yeah.
truly did. Right? He
Yeah.
did spend a lot of time
Yeah.
remaking the fragrances for
Yeah,
me, but it was
yeah.
only him who made it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody else could do it.
So is that like, then that becomes a moat, right? Like essentially, like you can't say that on day zero आपके पास like you have a great business plan, you have identified a problem, but ज़रूरी नहीं कि वो moat हो. Like it comes with perseverance, it comes with effort, it comes with being on the ground every day and
Yeah.
finally developing something so unique that somebody takes pride in saying कि मैं आपके लिए 1 kg भी बनाऊंगा, and you know like ये मैंने
You know, I
बनाया.
had to pay for sampling the first time.
Yeah.
Like because people thought that we were doing so much R&D
Yeah.
that we once used a lot of ingredients. So those guys thought कि हम उनका ingredients लेके R&D नहीं कर रहे, हम बेच रहे हैं सामान. So he said तुम बेच रहे हो मेरा सामान लेके
Yeah.
free में, I don't want to
Yeah.
do this with you.
Yeah.
And then we had to convince them हम नहीं कर रहे. तो ऐसे चलो
Yeah.
ठीक है, I'll pay you
Yeah.
for
yeah.
whatever I'm sampling I'm doing, you know, in
Yeah.
terms of raw material that I'm taking from you. It was expensive raw
Yeah.
material.
Yeah.
So I paid him, and then suddenly he realized कि हम बेच नहीं रहे हैं. When the product launched, it's all
Yeah.
pre-launch, right?
Yeah.
Once the product launched, it started doing well.
Yeah.
They all started taking pride in their own ways.
Correct.
And you know, the beauty of people that I realized is that everybody wants to do good. And if you're doing good work, people will support your work. After that, staff used to get, when we used to start working on an ingredient, we said, ठीक है, हम ये ingredient use करने वाले हैं. They would like get bulk as samples for us because they knew कि हम बहुत sample करने वाले हैं before we close the product. But they knew that we're not misusing those samples. We're
Yeah.
actually spending so much time in R&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they started taking pride in that.
Yeah.
I actually launched a lot of ingredients in the country. Bakuchiol was launched by us. Kakadu Plum was launched by us.
Very interesting.
So they actually started partnering, saying that you do interesting stuff which people started following. Right? And I
Yeah.
take great pride in saying that now Bakuchiol is a widely used ingredient.
Yeah,
But it
correct.
got imported for us first.
Yeah.
And that's how. So then we did. There was a lot of struggle,
Yeah.
and there was no background,
Yeah.
but there was a very strong will.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a will to make it happen.
Amazing.
And I think that's what got the company going.
Amazing. And like when you look at like beauty and personal care as a segment, right? Like you have so many consumer brands in this space in India today, right? Like you have the larger incumbents, Himalaya, Johnson and Johnson, like which have now developed a global presence. Like we were just talking, like
Yeah.
we are in a holiday in South America and we were walking by a store, right? And in a pharmacy you would see Himalaya products, right?
Yeah.
So it has built a global presence. But उन ब्रांड्स के होते हुए भी like you were able to develop a niche because आपने एक छोटा कैटेगरी पकड़ा where there was a gap and वहाँ पे आपने like बहुत ही deeply researched products बनाए, right? So like अगर like आज जब हम like I speak to so many consumer brand founders on a day-to-day basis, people have reached like 1 crore revenue, 2 crore revenue, 3 crore revenue, और उसके बाद maybe scale करने में challenge हो रहा है and essentially people think कि हम और product SKUs डाल देते हैं and like just take what is existing in the market and launch fast. So but I think आप लोगों ने जो किया वो बहुत contrary to this था, like आपने limited SKUs ही करे but उसको बहुत ही deeply research करा deeply and ingredients are very unique, very honest, and that's how you kind of build the brand. So like what would be your message, like if a founder is looking at building in this space today, like is this like the right approach to go for?
So, there is no right answer or wrong answer to it, right? As I said, it's very dependent on business to business.
Yeah.
In our case, when we saw about and thought about it, when it came to baby,
Yeah.
the primary products were baby wash, shampoo, lotion, and a diaper rash cream for a pretty much time, right? Uske baad मैं जो बनाती जाऊँ over a period of time, the delta was not very high for us, right? Like
Correct.
tummy roll on बना दिया आपने,
Correct.
वो चला थोड़ा सा चला उसके बाद बंद हो गया. Then
Yeah.
after we realized wipes could be a big category for us,
Yeah.
and you know some mosquito repellent did some stuff for us.
Yeah.
But they were not very large markets. The largest market lied in these 3 products, right, for us.
Yeah.
And then soaps. अब इन चारों products में that's pretty much what the child uses for a large period of time, right? So there was no sense of us for expanding that range across different products. Then came mom. Moms wanted a lot of different stuff. So the ranges for them had multiple ingredients, multiple products, and multiple choices to be offered there, right? So even for us within our company and within our own business, there were 2 different parts to the consumer. And building both of them were very different. Like in fact,
Correct.
strategies for building the mom care range was where you were fighting with like, you know, like more than 100 plus brands.
Yeah, for sure.
For baby, there were much lesser brands that you were fighting the battle with, right?
Yeah.
The LTV for baby is very, very high because
Yeah.
once they buy into the product, nobody wants to experiment on anything else.
Correct. For the next 3-4 years at least, they'll be using the product.
Correct. And in the mom's case, they're looking for something new constantly,
time, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there were pretty much 2 different consumers
Yeah.
in our whole thing
Yeah.
that we saw.
Yeah.
And strategies for both are very different. So it depends on the line of business that you're doing, right? So there's an investment that we have made in this company called My Muse,
Huh.
right? They need to invent
Yeah.
on ingredients and products constantly for them,
Correct.
right?
Correct. And again, it's a new category like intimacy, right? Like it's a completely new category.
Yeah,
for
sexual
India.
wellness is very new,
Yeah.
but then they need to keep innovating on different stuff, and they're doing a brilliant job with that, right? Like, कभी
Yeah.
cards निकाल लेते हैं, कभी
Yeah.
jellies निकाल लेते हैं, कभी कुछ ना निकाल देते हैं. So it's a very they need to have
Yeah. Yeah.
products,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They need to have things to talk about constantly.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the other company we've invested is Kanya Med,
Very
right?
interesting.
They do scrubs for doctors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Even
beyond
somebody would have never thought that this category also existed in India like a couple of years back.
yeah, so brilliant founders
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah.
But they don't need like super high level of SKUs, you know, in terms of saying different. उनका वो basic से भी चल जाएगा.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
good to innovate. It's good to have different stuff and different material.
Interesting.
But you know, the scrub that the doctor is going to wear is only one type. Maybe different colors might be
Yeah.
coming through,
Yeah.
right? So the
Yeah.
different companies have very different approaches in themselves, right? Then we have an investment in this company called Cure Skin. They need wide ranges because they're looking at solving problems for different skin concerns. The skin concerns are very large.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hence the number of SKUs for them will be very large.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very depending on the business that you want, and that will define it. I think the biggest mistake founders make is सबके पास 100 SKUs है तो हमें पास भी होने चाहिए, which may not be necessary because at any given point of time, if you ask anyone who has got 100 products,
Yeah.
they will still have top 10 products,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And you will, depending on how much money you have, you need the money and the
Yeah.
resources to spend time on those 10 products.
Correct. Because like
Right?
otherwise your cash is getting stuck there. You're ordering minimum order quantity. You want to spend on promoting those products as well.
You won't have the money to promote those all
Yeah,
of the products, right?
correct,
You
correct.
will make your choices. So it's
Correct.
better that reduce the number of SKUs, focus and go very deep in
Yeah.
occupying some
Yeah.
of those categories and products.
Got it. Like one, you know, like so we also ask a lot of our founders some questions, and you know, one question that we got, you know, from couple of founders was कि जब 2016-17 में जब आप लोगों ने start किया था, right? जब D2C was just coming up,
Yeah.
right? Like it was still a new thing कि आप performance marketing से अपनी website से आप बेच सकते हो, and then essentially you can listen to the customer, you can get the feedback, so you're very close to the consumer, right? And then essentially grow on marketplace as well. आज की डेट में मे बी you know, like performance marketing has been democratized, right? You have experts who can grow on marketplace, right? Like so अगर आपको moms company आज शुरू करना होता, right? Like what would be your approach? So from a product point of view we understand, but from let's say
Business perspective,
marketing,
yeah.
business, brand perspective, like how would you have got about distribution? How would you have got about it?
You know, it will be very different, to be very honest, Karan,
Yeah.
because हमने जब शुरू किया था, so there weren't too many companies who were doing D2C. D2C was a very new concept. So, you know, when we struggled with, we wanted to build the website on Magento. Finding a Magento developer was very hard.
Yeah.
It still is, but not as hard as what it was then, right?
Yeah,
सब लोग
yeah.
Shopify use कर रहे थे,
Yeah.
तो हमने कहा Magento करेंगे. We wanted a lot of complications and lot of features on our website.
Yeah.
It was very hard to find that, right? So we also had our own set of challenges there. But I think from a distribution perspective, advertising was cheaper because not everybody was not advertising online.
Correct.
What happened and what changed was not the years that D2C has been known. What changed was COVID. In COVID, you know, all these big FMCG firms
They came online.
they just moved online because
Yeah.
they realized there's a market online also which they're not looking at by moving
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
The moment they came online was where everything became very expensive,
Expensive, correct,
right?
correct.
Because मतलब property उतनी ही है,
Yeah, yeah.
demand high होगी, supply कम हो
Yeah.
गया, तो
Zoe, like
obviously
we are doing a 25 crore pre-COVID,
हाँ.
and जैसे ही, I mean, like post-COVID for a couple of months we could not ship, and our CACs doubled immediately after that. Like
yeah, because everybody
yeah,
came, right?
correct.
So then
CPMs were so
suddenly you're
expensive.
competing much higher.
Yeah,
Even on marketplaces, the bidding costs became so high. Like I
Yeah.
remember we launched our age control range. And that quickly became like a bestseller. And it reached the top number of sales in that age control category. Few of the large firms just came in, and the cost of acquiring the customer
yeah.
was 100 times
My God, the
than
product.
what it was before.
My God.
We had no option but to back off.
Yeah.
Because they just came in saying that we will not let you take this,
This category,
keyword.
yeah.
We will not let you take this keyword. The
Yeah.
bidding on that
Yeah,
keyword became like
yeah.
super, super hard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we started finding some newer ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But when we started, we didn't have to do any of it
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
weren't thinking of
Correct, correct.
online also as their channel. They
Yeah.
actually build teams for the online development. So
Yeah.
abhi to things are very different.
Yeah,
Instagram has become very expensive.
yeah.
We also had like this little instance when we had TikTok. So TikTok, there was a lot of innovation
Yeah,
happening in the
correct.
distribution perspective
Correct,
at that
correct,
point of time.
correct,
जो
correct.
TikTok आया cheap था तब,
Correct,
तो
correct.
आपने अगर occupy कर लिया तो you
Yeah,
got sort
but
of
that's
this
the rule
thing.
of a founder, right? Like you're always looking at new technologies and new platforms to
And
promote
new
the
ways to
product.
do it.
Correct,
I remember influencer marketing had just about started there. Right? So the rules were not defined.
Yeah,
The conversations and the groups for influencers were not defined.
Correct,
Suddenly
correct.
all of that got made.
Yeah.
People were making like I still think it was amazing because India saw this huge transition where a person could be sitting out of a village
Yeah.
and become a popular influencer with over 1 million plus followers,
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Just because of the kind of content they were
Yeah,
creating, and
yeah.
they made huge amounts of money based on that,
Yeah.
right? And while all this growth was happening, was also where our growth was happening.
Yeah.
But today, if you think,
Yeah.
the brands have to think very differently. They have to
Yeah.
think about the first thing has to be आपके प्रोडक्ट में दूसरे प्रोडक्ट से डिफरेंस क्या है,
Correct.
और आपका डिफरेंस जो है, does the consumer honestly care about it, or is it you who's the only person who cares about
And how
it,
do you
right?
validate that?
Consumer research. There's a lot of forums where you can actually ask the consumer. And I learned this, of course, over a period of time. There were times when we showed the consumer an ad that we were looking to do. Right? And you don't need to shoot the ad. You could also make like a playboard and run her
Acha.
through the ad.
And you can do like an A/B test.
And an A/B test with a certain number of people. And then we were like, आपको क्या याद रहा? After the ad finished.
Yeah.
And people would come up with bizarre things, but moms को.
Yeah.
Like moms को strike ही नहीं किया उनको. And then we rechanged the ad का script, right? And said कि भाई this doesn't work. At least brand का नाम तो याद होना चाहिए.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would ask them कि क्या proposition थी? कहते कुछ नहीं, आप कुछ हल्दी बेच रहे थे. तो मैंने कहा हल्दी का क्या बेच रहे थे, आपको प्रोडक्ट नहीं समझा? कहते नहीं, प्रोडक्ट तो कुछ था ही नहीं, प्रोडक्ट कहाँ दिखाया आपने?
My God.
So I mean, like there are a lot of ways to understand the psyche of the consumer. Then you ask them saying आपको क्या दिखना चाहिए था, आप क्या देखते तो आपको लगता कि ये प्रोडक्ट था, right? And they would actually tell you.
Yeah.
कहते आपने तो कह रहे हो आपने फेस वॉश भेजा, तो कोई फेस तो वॉश ही नहीं कर रहा था वहाँ पे.
My God.
The very simple
Yeah,
stuff is what the consumer would say.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I think the thought process of the consumer is so like sort of set sometimes, and you want to come with some fancy narratives.
Yeah.
It might not work. So I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of consumer testing that can happen. I remember I used to get my products tested through kids. I used to call them home. And I say कि चलो अब आप smell करके बताओ, how does it smell?
Yeah.
And some other times they would just smell the product and say, yuck, auntie, what is this?
Yeah.
It smells so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's bad.
Like you
kids
spend
है.
so much time and energy कि एकदम like अच्छा, like you're working with the best
The chilled
people.
have zero filter.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason I gave it to them.
Yeah.
And some cases, this is wow, this is wow. And once depending on whatever they said was wow, was where it went to actual consumers
Very interesting.
to actually try out the product. So at least
Yeah.
वो एकदम immediate rejection तो वो लोग कर चुके होते
Yeah.
थे.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to do is what is so different about your product, and why should the consumer care? They
Yeah,
are two
yeah.
most important things that the consumer founder needs to answer today.
Yeah. And does like the founder also need to focus a lot more on different distribution channels, which can be compounding? Like like one thing that when we were doing our research about the mom's company, like you started selling at hospitals first, right?
Yeah.
अब वो ऐसा channel है जिसमें initially like you will not be able to get like 200 orders a day, right? Like you will not get immediate revenue, but it will be compounding, right? Like when 10 people will see it, they will अच्छा हमने mom's company का कुछ देखा था, then people will come back, word of mouth बढ़ेगा, and eventually over a period of time it will compound and it will give you good results, like spending on brand, spending on SEO, all of these are compounding.
It was a marketing activity for us. So
Yeah.
what we did was we did two very interesting things. We were one of the first companies who went into hospitals.
Yeah. और अब तो norm है
अब everybody is going, but
I have
that
two
time,
toddlers, so like yeah, every time we go there's a different brand.
yeah, but that time it wasn't. So we did our kiosks inside the hospitals.
Yeah.
We didn't choose to sell only in the pharmacy. हमने कहा
Yeah.
हम खुद का कियोस्क डालेंगे, अपना पंदा डालेंगे वहाँ पे बेचने के लिए. The idea was that the most and we did this in mom and baby hospitals only. So there was the most captive audience there, and the idea was that we will sit and interact with the mother and tell her what is so different about her product and why should she choose it. So we did that across Delhi, NCR, and in Bangalore. There were two pilots that we ran, which I think helped us establish the brand because, you know, as I said, the biggest problem was safety. का solve कैसे करें हम, right? So if you're in the hospital and the doctor is kind of sort of talking about the product and is may not be endorsing it, but at least saying yeah, you can use it. Half the battle is won there for the mother, right? So they're okay. Then if she's saying it's okay, then I can try out the product. So it was a hard battle to fight, but we decided to do that. The second thing we did was
also, like you hired promoters and also, I mean, like
it wasn't as expected. We were usually breaking even or making some profits on stores, so that was not. But the same thing if I was doing on marketing, मेरा CAC होता है ना.
Correct.
तो वही CAC का amount अगर आप यहाँ पे डाल दो, तो that way it was not like relatively it was okay. It wasn't like an unviable option, including the cost of the promoter actually. And then the second thing that we did was we went into this mom and baby exhibitions in different cities. You know, like every city would have 100, 200 mothers coming as walk-ins on every day, and the thing would run for 2 days. And I would get to sample my product with them face to face and have a conversations with at least 400 moms in a very short span of time, right? Both not very scalable as models from a business perspective, but for a new brand to establish its position, they were both very helpful, right? And while this was what we were doing offline, online we actually shot a video which was shot with me and my 2 daughters in my house. And telling our story of why we started the Moms Go. That ad and that amount of authenticity actually struck a chord with a lot of mothers because they came back and they said, and the comments on the ad used to be like, it seems like it's my story and I have struggled. And then that kind of also got us a lot of trials because as a new brand, the biggest issue you have is how do you drive the maximum number of trials. And if your product is good, then conversions will happen, then repeats will happen, and everything else gets solved later. But the first question is how do you drive so much trials? Correct. So in distribution, wherever you can get trials done from is what you should look at. And it's not possible for anyone to all modes of distribution at any given point of time because आपका working capital इतना अटक जाएगा, आपकी inventory इतनी अटक जाएगी हर जगह. So it's very important that while you're building on distribution, you're also building on awareness of the brand. वरना आप डाल तो दोगे रिटेल कियोस्क्स में या फिर मार्केट प्लेसेस पे, पर अगर कोई उठाएगा ही नहीं तो वो तो खराब हो जाएगा प्रोडक्ट वहाँ पे बैठे. So I think it's very important to work on awareness with distribution, both hand in hand.
Very interesting. I think like I mean like we can chat on this like for like hours and hours. I mean like very fascinating journey. Right, but like 3-4 things that I'm really getting out of it for a young founder is like I think you invested in doing the non-scalable things. Like you really invested in product. Like you really invested in focusing on awareness at the right touch points. Like driving good trials for the products, being the personal brand ambassador of the brand, communicating your story. And I think those are things that eventually became your moat. Like those are some things that
we did very differentiated marketing. All of it for us was very differentiated marketing. By doing all of this, it wasn't. It was nothing to do. It was a choice of marketing that we made. Nothing to do with scalability or non-scalability. Yeah.
And at what point of your journey did you raise capital?
We were always funded.
Okay.
We were always funded. So when the product launched, we had funding. We had a funding of 1 million.
Got it.
Before that, we had done a friends and family round while the R&D was happening.
Got it. So like, I mean, do you think that like that is a good approach for founders to take essentially when they identify a good niche, right, in a large category where you can expand products and then you can grow, and then essentially first work on a very, very differentiated product, and maybe like if you need to raise capital for that then becomes a good solution.
If you're doing a very differentiated product where product education is involved, then raising funding becomes very important because it's expensive to sort of spread education on the product, and hence you will need the money to be able to talk about the product and educate the consumer about the product. तो उसके लिए तो आपको पैसा लगेगा ही लगेगा.
आपने अच्छा product तो बना लिया, but अगर आप उसको market नहीं कर रहे हो तो फिर
आपको करना पड़ेगा अगर different product है तो. But if it is just another product of a range that the consumer knows about, so let's say for instance you decide to launch a differentiated face wash, then you probably can get away with not having too much funding, depending on what is the moat and what is the ask of the founder as well.
Yeah.
Because then what you can do is then you can tactically play on keywords, you
Yeah.
can tactically play on communication,
Yeah.
and then kind of have and drive trials for the product then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Super interesting. I think we'll move on to our next segment, which we'll take 5 minutes on this, and very quickly, like you're a very active angel investor as well, right? Like we collaborate a lot on Accelerate as well, right? So, like, what are some sectors, from a consumer brand point of view, that you are very excited by, that you would love to see founders build in, right? And especially, like from a Bharat point of view now, like, we like the rising middle class, aspirational, right? More discretionary spending available. So like what are some areas that you would love founders to be building in the next few years? What are like some exciting opportunities?
I think there's a lot of space in wellness, right? We are just about building on our wellness journeys. People are getting more aware of. Actually, let's just say we've been all working so hard
Yeah.
as a country, right?
Yeah.
Like we're always working really, really hard, and now
Yeah.
that you have the affluent population,
Yeah.
right, and that's the maximum growing population as per a report just came out as well, true,
Correct.
right? So now that they have that, they have the time and the money to spend on themselves also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think all things in wellness, supplement, taking care of yourself as a segment will do well.
Yeah.
I think there's a massive dearth of good foot care brands in India.
Very interesting. I hope founders like who are listening to this podcast taking
Yeah,
notes.
like foot care, I think there's a lot of opportunity lying there everywhere across.
Where in like what specifically in footwear, like is it like more performance? Is it like in terms of like sneakers, like
More performance led,
yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of design led
Yeah.
stuff available,
Yeah.
but may not necessarily be the most
Yeah.
aesthetic, yes, but not comfortable, not functional. So functional footwear.
Yeah. There's a brand in Korea which is called Ugly Shoes.
Acha,
and actually like they look nice actually, but they're calling it ugly shoes because
They're
exactly
talking
this
is
philosophy.
performance.
There's performance, but
like-
not
like-
maybe as aesthetic. Yeah.
So then that I think is second thing which is very important. I also think there will be a lot of spend that people will start doing on their home, as a first reflection of affluency.
Because that's where you spend a lot of time. You invite guests.
Yeah. So with affluency coming into picture and disposable income increasing, people will start spending there as well.
Yeah. Very interesting. Just on your point on supplements and wellness, right? Like again, we meet a lot of founders, and like generally like from a health and wellness space, like obviously like India has the highest number of people who have diabetes, who are overweight, right? The lowest per capita consumption of protein, like in terms of percentage, right? So there's a lot of space, but then when like I see founders like building in this space, generally the reply they get from a lot of investors, they are बहुत cluttered है, इतने सारे brands हैं. So again, like does the approach become what kind of you followed the Mom's Company playbook, that actually एक differentiated product बनाओ, like understand what the real need of the consumer is, why are they not using what is available in the market, like differentiated product बनाओ, and then
that's what Muscle Blaze did, right?
Yeah.
When Healthcart decided to do it,
yeah
that's what they did, and the brand did really well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when it comes to that, it is always important. Market mein hamesha it will be the some amount of people who will always be playing on it.
yeah
But I think timing is also very important, Karan, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If you ask me honestly, 5 years back, did we have that many active conversation on wellness? We did not have it.
yeah correct
Right now we do.
yeah
Now, I just sort of, even if you see the influence on TV and OTT, a lot of people are focusing on fitness. I just saw this movie yesterday. And there was one guy who was a gym instructor and very fit.
yeah
Right? Everybody is very fit. The
Yeah.
younger generation is far fitter than what our younger generation was,
yeah
right?
yeah
What we were when we were young.
yeah
So I think it is a long play, but it will get there. That's what I'm saying. Like if there's a very hard-working
yeah
set of people that we
Correct.
are in India, right?
correct
When you're trying to make ends meet,
Yeah.
you have no time and energy to do this. So I was
Yeah.
speaking to someone who used to run like one of the big brands in the wellness and fitness space. And
Yeah.
I said कि gym का क्या scene है?
Hmm.
He said gym जिंदगी में 3-4 बार लोग hit करते हैं.
Hmm.
Right? Like gym बच्चों के लिए तो वो होता है जब parents send them कि आज ये class के चले जाओ, football के लिए चले जाओ. So that's fitness for the kids, which is fine. Then before you're going to get married,
yeah
everybody suddenly hits the gym.
yeah
After you get married, there is a lull.
yeah
And before having a child or after having a child, you'll go again.
correct
Right? So that's the third instant. And the
Yeah.
fourth is when you cross about a 40, and then you start figuring out and the doctor tells you कि भाई
हाँ, there's
प्रॉब्लम बिल्ड हो रही है आपकी
immediately
बॉडी
switch
में.
होता है 40 आते ही.
हाँ, and then they are like, okay, your backache will start.
Yeah.
You need to start building muscle in your body, and that's
Yeah.
when people go back to the gym,
Correct,
right?
correct.
But before that, people are having children, taking care of children,
Yeah.
making sure their education happens, and all of that happens,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
we are not that consistent in our healthcare
हाँ,
journey.
correct, correct.
But the more I speak to a lot of newer people,
Yeah.
they're becoming a lot more
Yeah.
this thing. I think the patterns are changing. You know, like when I started working, when I started working, I had this concept of saying itna save karna hai,
Hmm.
you know. But now a lot of people in our team were paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
And they thought it was important for them to spend on what they wore,
yeah.
what they ate,
Yeah.
where they went, going to the gym. It was important for all of them.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
number of people who had built a good body in our company
Yeah,
were
yeah.
very large.
Yeah, very
You know, in
interesting.
terms of a percentage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously the thought processes are becoming different.
Yeah.
We grew up saying save karo, save karo, save
Correct,
karo, save
correct,
karo,
correct.
right?
Like for us, basic necessities were everything.
कि save करो घर बनाओ,
Correct, correct, correct.
right?
Yeah.
Like घर
Yeah.
बना लो, घर बना लो.
Yeah.
These guys are like having conversations saying घर बना के पैसे क्यों waste करूँ, मैं
Yeah.
rental में रह लूँगा.
Yeah, correct, correct.
You know, so these are the
Yeah.
conversations are changing amongst people, and hence their
Yeah.
habits are changing. So
Yeah.
it will be a little early,
Yeah.
but it will take you that time to build till people come. And if the
Yeah.
same trend continues, I think there is enough and more space for it.
Yeah. Very
Like
interesting.
kitni, like I just came back from a holiday to Australia. You know, in the general stores, there is a full long aisle of supplements.
Hmm.
For us, supplements is fish oil, ZMA,
Yeah.
you know, your 7Cs and all that kind of stuff. Not too
Correct,
much
correct,
available there.
correct.
Maximum BCA ho jayega,
Yeah.
aapka protein aa jayega. But that's about it.
Yeah.
It's a very small space
Yeah.
that
And
we
that's
still
also
have.
still considered very medicinal, like in the large
Space, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
itni सी जगह में होगा वो.
हाँ.
Versus full aisles of it.
Wow.
So obviously the space is
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
we will get there. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll take some time, but
Yeah.
ban jayega.
Yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
very interesting. I think we'll move on, to the next section, which I think, again, we got like a very lot of input from our, people who listen to the podcast. Is like you being a woman founder as well, right? So generally, like, the conversation has moved on from what it was like maybe a few years ago, right? But and people are generally more supportive, right? But what was your experience when you were building the mom's company as well? Like, was it challenging raising capital? Like when you went to vendors and suppliers, was it, challenging convincing them that this is a very serious and large business that you're really passionate about, right? Like, and like, also like another thing, because I am a parent, right? Like when you've delivered and you're just starting up, like post your baby, right? So being a parent is 24/7. Being a founder is 24/7, right? So is it difficult to then start up, after becoming a parent?
I think becoming an entrepreneur at any given point of time is not easy,
Yeah,
because there are a set of choices that you make in life.
yeah,
And those choices mostly are on giving up stuff, right? You either give up your salary, or you give up your time with children,
Yeah.
or you give up,
yeah. दोनों ही होते हैं,
steady
salary भी नहीं
job.
होती है और time भी नहीं होता है, तो
हाँ, like
yeah.
so pretty much the choices start with, okay, I'm in a space where I'm happy to give up on all of this, and I find my true calling in doing this, and then you go after it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever easy,
Yeah,
but I think once you start, you find space for it. You create space for it. You try and create a balance.
yeah,
There used to be a lot of conversation on work-life balance.
yeah.
I just said, there is no concept of work-life balance in my life.
You are the third founder on this podcast who said the same line.
No, I have this thing. I invented and coined a new term called work-life integration.
Very interesting.
Right? I integrated both the
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah,
I went for holidays
yeah.
where I said, like,
You have to reply to
like-
emails and work.
no, in the morning I'll work depending
Yeah.
on time difference, that whatever you had. I was
Yeah.
like, in the morning I will work. We will only leave home at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we will roam around. If a
Yeah.
phone call comes, I attend to it. Otherwise, whatever.
Yeah.
But then both happen together,
yeah,
right? And I've also sort of told the team in the middle कि भाई आज तो PTA है, I have to go.
yeah.
So we have left, and I've gone and done that as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah,
What I've done in both the cases is kept running.
yeah.
I don't remember the last time I went to school
Yeah.
where I was running the Mom's Co, where I did not run inside the school, I would run inside and I would run out.
Yeah,
Because typically everything is running a little delayed,
Yeah.
and you're running a little delayed.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
meeting से निकलोगे वो late होगी,
yeah,
उनका school का event भी late होगा,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So I have ran both the ways through.
yeah,
But you create time, because
Yeah.
both are important for you. So
Yeah.
you'll end up creating time. My
Yeah.
daughters have grown up in an environment where they can have sharp conversations on brands.
Yeah, very interesting.
You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Because they listen to it day in and day out at home as well.
they listen to it day in and day out. And then very recently, we went out somewhere and she saw that particular brand, and then she looks at it and she's, what interesting way of marketing.
Wow. How
You
old
know,
is she?
like she's 12.
Wow.
And she'll have that. Like
Yeah.
someone told her, okay, like she's having conversations saying she was very interested in fashion.
Hmm.
And she said, I'm very interested in fashion. So I said, okay, so do you want to pick up and pursue a course in fashion design?
Yeah.
She said, no, there's no money there.
My God. Yeah.
There's a lot of competition.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then that's,
yeah.
unless you have a label
Yeah.
of your own, it won't be sustainable.
Yeah.
So maybe not. I'm still exploring, right?
My God. A 12-year-old talking like this.
Yeah, because she's only grown up listening to those conversations,
Correct.
because we never shied from having those conversations in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they would ask questions like, what is funding? So I remember she was 6 years old, and she was in this class, and the lady who runs the class was a very close friend with one of her investors. And my investor called up and said, तुम लोग fundraise करने की सोच रहे हो? मैंने कहा, आपको कैसे पता? अभी तो हम सोच ही रहे हैं. We have not even reached out to anybody.
Oh, like you hadn't reached out to anyone.
I had not reached out to anybody.
Yeah.
And then he said 5 million. So I said, listen, like,
Yeah.
what the hell is
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
here,
yeah.
And I said, how do you know?
Yeah.
He said, Myra, in the class, apparently the question was that it is some
Wow.
2030 and you're, there's an article about you in the newspaper, what would it read? And she had said that I've closed my funding of 5 million.
My God. Yeah.
So they've just grown up like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I think it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like Tanya and I, right, after having kids, we move from the FOMO phase of life to the JOMO phase of life, right? Like where you're running your venture, you have work, you're spending time with kids. And then let's say if you're missing out on something, like you're not getting invited to a party, right? So, but you're still getting to do your workout in the morning, and you're still getting to spend some time with your kids in the morning, it's fine, right? So
Yeah.
like again, like as you said, like it's work life integration
Yeah.
rather than like you can't do everything, like you can't be at everywhere at all time, right? Like you can't spend 17 hours a day and then essentially also be with your kids together. So like you have to make compromises and you have to integrate both these things
Yeah.
together. And as a woman founder as well, right? Like what was your experience? Like generally, do you think the ecosystem is evolving now? From an investor's point of view, like I mean, we'll see so many like unicorns in India are now founded by women, right? Like we have women more women starting ventures than ever, right? Like from an investor point of view, from an ecosystem point of view, like do you think that is evolving, and are we heading in the right direction? And is there more support?
Definitely. A lot more support. I think what happens is when you have more people on the top as women leaders, they kind of start it's sort of encouraging the others and also set up role models for the others, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes, I think it just gives the avenue for the other women to start dreaming and dreaming big,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We recently are doing a show called the Mompreneur Show at the Bomb School, right? And the whole idea is to get moms to dream bigger, and we are
Wow.
sharing stories on one platform
Yeah.
of women who've done well after having their own children as
Amazing.
well, right?
Yeah.
So having a child does not mean that there's a pause in your life or there's an
Correct.
end to your life, right?
Correct.
It's just a start of a beautiful new chapter, and that's
Yeah.
how it should be embraced.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot of questions that people used to ask, and I remember both from a corporate life and as well the investors would saying, how much time do you have to come to office every single day,
Yeah.
right? But I have had friends who have been on the delivery room in labor doing a meeting,
My God.
delivered a child, and within 2 hours do a meeting as
Yeah.
well. They are of course founders of the companies,
Yeah.
but they've done that as well. And
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
a few of my friends have done it, right? And it does
Wow.
not change life for them, because for
Yeah.
them this is just another baby that they have, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are enough and more stories they're also existing. There are enough
Yeah.
and more stories of female-led brands
Yeah.
who have done really well,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Which gives investors also the confidence, saying that yes, there
Correct.
has to be role models which have to be set, and there are enough and more set up.
Correct.
Plus, what happens is that, unlike the biggest difference I've seen is that you put a female in a room and you put a male in the room,
Yeah.
and you put them in a social networking kind of an environment,
Yeah.
you will find that men are very comfortable talking about, work. Women, on the other hand, hesitate to talk about work.
Yeah.
Right, which also gets them to hesitate to ask for help or make connections when they have to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's largely because there hasn't been enough safe spaces created for them to have these conversations in
Yeah.
in environments which they think they'll not be judged in.
Yeah.
but there are enough and more of those getting created now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you can get avenues where you can get mentored by people who have done this before,
Yeah.
people who have faced discrimination before, and
Yeah.
they have still grown ahead and gotten over it.
Yeah.
I think that sets a huge example for everyone else
Yeah. Yeah.
to sort of also believe that yes, even I can do it, right?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
can do it with 2 children, I could do it with an ailing parent,
Yeah.
I could do it with a lot more.
Yeah, yeah. I think creating this safe space and community was also like one of our goals. Like when we started Accelerate as well, right? Like having mentors like you for early stage founders, let's say from tier 2, tier 3 cities, who don't have that network, who don't have that connects. If they can reach out to you directly, seek mentorship, seek support, right? Understand your journey and ये देखते हैं कि अगर आप कर सकते हो तो हम भी कर सकते हैं, right?
Correct.
Like and take confidence in that,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes that just is required, right? Like even one conversation is is eye opening for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? So building that platform for early stage founders, especially for women founders, right? Now, I mean, we are very happy to say that like I think from our cohort, like around 30 to 40% of applications right now are by women founders and they're solo founders, right? And
Yeah.
we don't look at that if you're a solo founder, like we'll not look at accepting you. I mean, like as long as you have a great business, like you're really building something very nice, we're happy to have you and we're happy to work with you. And I think
Yeah,
like
that's really
kudos to
nice.
mentors like for being available, and for guiding the, for setting the path and then guiding young founders as well.
Yeah.
Great. I think we've come to the final section of the podcast, and essentially we do this rapid fire with all founders. You don't know the questions, right? And the idea is that we want to know the person behind the brand, right? So I'll be asking you some 10-12 questions. I mean, just like whatever comes to your mind first, feel free to answer, right? And try to tell us things maybe which if not told in other podcasts so that we can market it well.
Okay.
But
I'll try. I'm very bad at rapid fires. Yeah.
so let's go for it. Best piece of business advice you have received from your daughters?
From my daughters.
Yeah,
Oh, there's another day.
interesting.
Because I remember coming back one day and feeling extremely dejected on not being able to crack something. And I was like, oh, it's I couldn't do it. This didn't happen.
Yeah.
And she just turned around and said, so what? Do it tomorrow again.
Wow.
And it's so simple.
Yeah.
But it's yet saying that, okay, it's not the end of life.
Yeah.
There's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you could try doing the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
why can't you just do it tomorrow? Why are you sulking today? Was as simple as that.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So 3 favorite homegrown brands from India.
So the 3 brands that I have, the first one would be, the Pulse Candy.
Yeah.
I think a great business built
Yeah.
there. Second would be Pet Safa. I think very interesting the way you choose the brand, which just does what it talks about.
Yeah.
And third, there is this brand called My Puja Box.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
an online site, which I find is very interesting because
Yeah.
it's called All Things Puja, everything from
Yeah.
decor to everything.
Very interesting.
I thought it was a very interesting thing to build, for India. And I went there once while I was building my home, and I
Yeah.
keep going back. So
Yeah.
I think getting that kind
Yeah.
of stuff in this place is very interesting.
Yeah, and I think generally like religion, astrology, like I mean like as a society we believe in it so much, right? So I
Yeah.
mean like if you can build like great experience,
Yeah.
great products in this space and make it convenient as well for users. I
Yeah,
think
so
this
they
is
started with selling their own products, but they're also hosting other brands now. So I think it's very interesting to see how it builds. But otherwise, if you ask me, my personal favorites brands have been Good Earth and Nicobar from a home's perspective. I just absolutely love the design there as well.
very interesting. Favorite woman founder and why?
So, this must be a little hatke jawab, but there's this lady called Shinjini Kumar, right? So, I met her once and I got introduced to her through my investor, right? And she kept writing in saying, I'm going to be around, I'll come and meet you. And so I had no background of hers, honestly,
Yeah,
before she came to meet me.
yeah,
When she came to meet, my entire perception changed. I was
Wow.
just left with saying, wow, for her, for everything.
yeah,
She comes from a village, and she was her parents started the first school in the village, and hence they went to school. Went to a Hindi medium school, went to college, chose English as her base of having a conversation.
Wow.
Went and sat in an English speaking class. She said for 1 week I didn't understand kya ho raha tha.
Hmm.
From there to heading consumer business for Citi, being the CEO of Paytm Money,
Yeah.
and now starting her own company as Salt.
Hmm.
I think what a journey.
Wow.
And if you
Kudos.
meet that woman,
Yeah.
she still has as much energy as possibly what a 30-year-old or a 20-year-old person would have. So I thought I was personally very blown away by her passion for building what she's building.
Very, very inspiring.
Yeah, very interesting woman.
Uh, थोड़ा सा different question. Favorite holiday destination? Since you travel a lot.
Iceland.
Iceland?
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
beautiful because every turn has a new thing to look at.
Yeah,
Every place has something very new as an activity to do.
yeah, interesting. Favorite way to unwind?
I listen to music. I lock myself up in a room and I listen to music alone.
Wow. What's your favorite band? Like, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
You know, so a combination of all, but I love Hindi Bollywood music. And that's one thing that only I play at home and nobody
Yeah.
else does. My daughters are big Swifties,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and my husband does Coldplay. But I like hardcore Hindi
Yeah, yeah.
Bollywood music. Love it.
Yeah,
Big
amazing.
fan of Bollywood.
Amazing. Favorite city to live in India?
Gurgaon for now.
Gurgaon.
Yeah.
With all the AQI as well.
So I have created a little thing in my own house, which is a bubble, so we don't leave home.
So
But
as long as you don't leave home, it's a great.
no, yeah, but I think it's one place where the whole D2C segment is
हाँ, वो तो
bubbling
है.
very, very high.
Yeah.
It's a great place to start creating because there are a lot of manufacturing units
Yeah.
close by. So
Yeah.
whether it be garments
Yeah.
or skincare or anything
Yeah.
or
yeah.
home,
Yeah.
there's a lot happening in and around this
Yeah.
area in North. There are
Biggest
some
logistics companies here in Delhi.
everything is here,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
the ecosystem suddenly has become very great in
yeah,
Delhi NCR to sort of start a company of your own.
Yeah.
And you've got nice big houses, you've got complexes where
yeah,
if you are a working parent, it's very comfortable to leave your children behind, and,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
they just have to go down to do all the activities that you would want them.
correct,
I
correct.
remember when I was staying in Bombay, I had to take Myra for every class, and every
Yeah.
class going and coming back was like 2.5
Yeah,
hours,
my
3 hours.
God.
Right? So she could only do one thing.
Yeah,
Versus here, she does like 2 to 3 in
yeah,
a day.
Yeah,
So it's much easier to keep children occupied
yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
great for people who want to start their own business and
Business,
working parents.
Yeah. Best investment till date?
Actually, my Muse and Kanya Met both are doing really well. We're almost about 15x from where we invested.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
those are the two companies which are doing very well.
Yeah. This question was more from a, like personal investment point of view, rather than you've answered from an angel investor point of view, which is great, right?
Huh.
That's like extra bites for us. But like from a personal investment point of view, like I mean, do you invest as well? Otherwise,
What does that mean?
I mean, like real estate or I mean, like stocks or like I mean, like
Acha, like
or I
that.
mean, like luxury.
Okay. So, I'll answer it a little differently. So, there are financial investments that you do by and far. I'm not a very risk-taking financial investor. So, everything is saying give an uptick, but I show steady, healthy returns. So, that's how the brief goes to the family office. But I think the best investment that I've made is by getting a trainer for myself.
Wow.
That's the best personal investment. So, I actually have a personal trainer and I have a nutritionist also. And both of them work together to create the right balance of food
Yeah.
and fitness. So it's
Yeah.
sort of, I have different meals for days when I have cardio, I have different meals of when I do actually strength training.
Wow.
And I think that's the best investment I've made
Yeah.
for myself,
Yeah.
because one, it'll have long-term impact, and the
Yeah.
second, it just makes me so energetic every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's just brilliant. So, and I
Yeah.
would sort of heavily recommend everyone to please invest in yourself,
Yeah,
which is the
yeah.
most important thing, because
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
best real estate you have.
Yeah. Amazing. Your message to couplepreneurs.
Yeah, so please divide what you do and what your wife does. It's super, super important. And sort of just let the noise be noise where people tell you that, the husband and wife can't build businesses together.
Yeah.
I
या
think
फिर अगर बेबी हो गया तो क्या करोगे?
husband and wife can build great businesses together. There are multiple examples of
Yeah.
people building very good businesses out there. Lots of unicorns built in the similar space as well. So let the noise be noise. If you both think you can work together, if you're compatible working together, please go ahead and do it. And don't worry about how you will get funded and how you will make it work. Please divide work very clearly between the two so that you're not on each other's way. And one mistake that Mohit and I did was that we had a whiteboard in our bedroom with things to do. I would highly recommend that you
Not-
don't have it.
Yeah. So that you don't wake up in the morning
Wanting
and look
to
at it the
see-
first thing. Yeah.
We used to see it and said, Mohit, you didn't finish all this.
Yeah.
And Malika, you didn't finish all this. So that I don't think is the best way to start your
Yeah.
day. So don't have the whiteboard in your bedroom.
Amazing. And last question, like your plan for the next few years, like also like after the mega exit that you guys had, right? Like, so what's up next?
So I don't know, to be very honest. I'm very sure that I want to build again.
Wow.
Yeah, that I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
But what segment, where, is still under contemplation. So I have
Yeah.
2-3 spaces that I've thought of, that
Yeah.
I'm digging deep into,
Yeah.
and trying to see which one sort of matches my own personal goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also while defining it, right?
Yeah.
Like the first one was about making money
Hmm.
and creating impact by what you create. Now, what is it next that I want?
Hmm. Hmm.
So figuring that
So
out.
I think that's also very interesting. Like defining first, like what are your goals from this venture, and then essentially looking at the
Yeah.
opportunities or sectors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, also because when you decide to sign up for it, it's as good as a marriage, right?
Yeah,
You're
correct.
doing it for a very long period
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
You can't pick up something that just interests you for the moment right now,
Correct.
and then you lose interest in it going forward.
Yeah.
That's not an
yeah.
option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because you have to be interested by it. It has to be an idea that excites you to get up every day in the morning
Yeah.
and show up to
Yeah.
work, and
Yeah.
then spend those 17 hours
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
want to, or 10
Yeah.
to 17 hours, whatever you want to on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
thing. So I think just sort of trying to understand that.
Yeah.
My own personal journey of figuring out what I want next.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Malika. Like, I mean, it was very candid, very frank. Loved the conversation. Just one last point. So we have a partner for the podcast. They're a company called Business on Board. They're one of, I'm an investor in the company as well. They're one of India's largest WhatsApp commerce companies for D2C brands, helping them with better acquisition, retention, service. So just wanted to understand, like from your lens as well, when you built Mom's company, like how important are platforms like WhatsApp, for improving customer retention, customer loyalty, providing better service, acquisition, and like what role can like conversation commerce, like companies like Business on Board play to help D2C brands grow in the future?
You know, the most important thing for any brand is be where your consumer is, right? The consumer is on WhatsApp, and they're spending a lot of time on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
So if you can figure out ways on which you can be the closest to the consumer, which in this case is WhatsApp, I think the most used platform for me is WhatsApp. Now even the calls are getting made on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think the closer you can be to the consumer, and the
Yeah.
closest thing that you have, the tools that you have that get you closer to the consumer, is where the maximum difference happens for everyone. So I think that's where businesses like this can make a lot of impact.
Got it. Got it. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Malika. It was an amazing chat. At Accelerate, our goal is to build one of India's finest early stage accelerator program, helping founders from Bharat build large generational and iconic companies. Thank you again, Malika, for doing this chat with us. You are also a mentor for our startups at Accelerate. We are very, very excited to collaborate with you, and we're very excited to build the next big consumer businesses from India for the world. So if you're building something, do apply, do check us out, and as we always say, it's day zero for us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Malika.